Hello friends, in this video we'll study about MCQs on photosynthesis. So the first question is the first product of carbon dioxide fixation in Hagen-Sachs cycle is. So what is this Hagen-Sachs cycle? This is the cycle which occurs in the C4 plants. So option first is oxaloacetate by carboxylation of phosphoenol pyruvate in bundle sheath cells, phosphoglyceric acid in mesophyll cells, malic acid and oxaloacetate by carboxylation of PEP in mesophyll cells. So the answer is D, that is in mesophyll cells. Let us have a look at the diagram quickly. These are the mesophyll cells and this is the bundle sheath cell. So we can very clearly see that oxaloacetate is formed here and these are the mesophyll cells. So the answer is oxaloacetate by carboxylation of PEP in mesophyll cells and not the bundle sheath cells. So the next question, before starting this question and going to the options, let us go towards the theory behind this question. So we'll first of all study about the factors affecting photosynthesis. The process of photosynthesis is affected by internal factors or external factors. What are the internal factors? They are the number of leaves, size of leaves, orientation of leaves, number of chloroplasts and mesophyll and the amount of chlorophyll and the age of the leaves. Internal carbon dioxide concentration is also one of the internal factors. So it is quite obvious that if the leaves are more in number, they will be more efficient in photosynthesis. If the size is more, then the leaves will have more surface area for photosynthesis. Orientation, how they are oriented on the plant, are they receiving direct sunlight or not? The number of chloroplasts, this too is directly proportional to the photosynthesis rate. The mesophyll and the amount of chlorophyll, obviously. Age of the leaves, as the leaves go towards senescence, the efficiency of photosynthesis will obviously reduce. And internal carbon dioxide concentration is also very important for photosynthesis. Now, the more important factors are the external factors. Let us have a look at the limiting factor. What is limiting factor and what is the law of limiting factor? There are many factors which interact and simultaneously affect the rate of photosynthesis. Usually what happens, one factor is the major cause and this factor is known as the limiting factor. A black man, he gave the law of limiting factor, which is as follows. If a chemical process is affected by more than one factors, then its rate will be determined by the factor which is at suboptimal level or nearest to its minimal value. This is the factor which directly affects the process of its quantity if its quantity is unchanged. So this factor will directly affect the process, but its quantity should be unchanged. This is the law of limiting factor. Now, what are actually the external factors which affect photosynthesis in plants? First is light, and how light will affect? Light's quality, light's intensity and the duration of exposure of light all are very important in photosynthesis. So the quality of light, 400 to 700 nanometers is the range which is utilized by plants for photosynthesis. So blue and red light, this is most effective, and the green light, this is least effective. This graph shows this is the rate on y-axis and intensity here, and we see that as the intensity of light will increase, the rate will also increase, but up to some extent. After that, the plateau level arises. Okay. At this point, light saturation is occurring. Okay. This is the graph showing rate and intensity. Now, light intensity, linear relation is there at low light intensities because light is a limiting factor at low intensities. At higher intensities, what happens? Other factors become limiting and no further increase in rate of photosynthesis occurs. Photosynthesis rate saturates at 10% of full sunlight. At very high intensities, solarization of chlorophyll occurs. Solarization, photooxidation can be there or photoinhibition. Photooxidation of what? Of pigments, enzymes and photosynthetic carbon. And photoinhibition of what? Reduction in hydration. Now, what is light compensation point? Intensity of light at which rate of photosynthesis becomes equal or compensate with the rate of respiration in plants is known as light compensation point. Net photosynthesis or NPP at this point is 0. No gaseous exchange takes place. Now coming to the duration of exposure of light. Duration of light doesn't affect the rate of photosynthesis actually. It won't affect given that the quality, wavelength and intensity of light are constant. And intermittent light is the best for photosynthesis. Light is a limiting factor in rare conditions. When it will be a limiting factor? In case when the plants are growing in very shady areas or they are growing in dense forests or sometimes when the weather is cloudy. In these cases, light will be a limiting factor. Coming to carbon dioxide, we know that the atmosphere has 0.03 to 0.04% carbon dioxide or 300 to 400 ppm. C4 plants, they show saturation at around 360 while C3 plants beyond 450. Okay, so this 0.03 to 0.04% is a limiting factor for C3 plants. Concentration of carbon dioxide above 0.05% is dangerous for plants and this is known as what? Greenhouse effect. But if the carbon dioxide keeps on increasing up to 0.05%, it is good for plants. After that, it is hazardous. What are the example of greenhouse crops? Tomatoes and bell peppers. They show more photosynthesis with more carbon dioxide. So, what this factor is known as carbon dioxide fertilizing effect. Coming to carbon dioxide compensation point. Rate of photosynthesis is equal to rate of respiration and NPP is 0. This is known as carbon dioxide compensation point. For C4 plants, carbon dioxide compensation point is 0 to 10 ppm. C3 plants, it is 25 to 100 ppm. Now coming to temperature as the external factor affecting photosynthesis. Light reactions are less controlled by temperature while dark reactions are temperature sensitive. For C4 plants, 30 to 40 degrees centigrade, while for C3 plants, it is 20 to 25 degrees centigrade. Water, it has an indirect effect on photosynthesis. If a plant receives less water, its stomata will close and this will cause less carbon dioxide to enter. Hence, there will be less photosynthesis. If the leaves of the plant will also wilt if it will receive less water. In that case, the surface area of leaves will decrease and hence again the photosynthesis will be less. So, it has an indirect effect on photosynthesis. Now, we come to our question number 2. This question says, select the incorrect statement from the following. Option A is at high intensities, both C3 and C4 plants show increase in rate of photosynthesis. Option B shows C4 plants show saturation at 360. Option C is C3 plants show saturation beyond 450. And option D is productivity of tomatoes and bell peppers cannot be increased by enriching environment by carbon dioxide. And so the correct answer is D, because it is actually an incorrect statement. See, At high intensities, both C3 and C4 plants show increase in rate of photosynthesis. So this is actually correct. C4 plants, they show saturation as 360 and C3 at 450, beyond 450. So these three statements are actually correct. Now, we read just now that tomatoes and bell peppers are greenhouse plants. And if we increase carbon dioxide, their productivity will actually increase. But this statement shows that it cannot be increased. So our answer is D. Okay. Coming to question number 3. Photooxidation of chlorophyll is called intensification, chlorosis, solarization, or defoliation. Our answer is C, that is solarization. Question 4. Which of the following is not a limiting factor for photosynthesis? Oxygen, carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, and light. So we read just now that oxygen is not a limiting factor. So our answer is A. Carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, and light, they can be limiting factors for photosynthesis. Question 5. Photorespiration does not take place in C4 plants because option A, oxygen is not released during photosynthesis. Option B, intracellular concentration of carbon dioxide is high in bundle sheath and it ensures Rubisco function as carboxylase. Option C, they are found in cold environment, and option D is stomata in them open during night. Our answer is B. How? We read this statement again. Intracellular concentration of carbon dioxide is high in bundle sheath cells and it ensures Rubisco function as carboxylase. Let us have a look at this diagram again. In C4 plants, carbon dioxide, we see here, it is pumped from here to here, that is from mesophyll cells to bundle sheath cells. So its concentration is always high in bundle sheath cells. This is what this statement says. They pump carbon dioxide to bundle sheath cells, so its concentration is always high there, and hence Rubisco can function better. So this is the actual answer. That is why photorespiration will not take place. They will utilize carbon dioxide like this. And option C, they are found in cool environments. C4 plants are not found in cool environments. They are found in hot and arid environment. Right? So this is how we say that our correct answer is B. Stomata in them are open during night. This is true, but this is not the cause of the photorespiration not taking place. The actual answer is B. Coming to question number 6. Primary carbon dioxide acceptor in C4 plants occurs in A. Inner layer of bundle sheath, B. Outer layer of bundle sheath, C. Mesophyll cells, and D. None of the above. So our answer is C. Mesophyll cells. We can see the diagram again. Mesophyll cells and the bundle sheath cells, carbon dioxide, it is coming here. So primary fixation is occurring in mesophyll cells. Hence our answer is C. Question 7. Bundle sheath cells are rich in Rubisco, PEPase, both A and B, and none. Answer is A, Rubisco. How? Coming to the diagram again, we see that this is the bundle sheath cell and the Kelvin cycle, it is occurring in the bundle sheath cells only and not in the mesophyll cells. Hence, Rubisco is obviously found in bundle sheath cells. Question 8. The first reaction in photorespiration is carboxylation, decarboxylation, oxygenation, or phosphorylation. Carboxylation is not a step of photorespiration. It is a step of photosynthesis in plants, while in photorespiration, the first step is oxygenation. Hence, our answer is C. Question 9. Which of the following C4 plants are prominently loaded with starch? Epidermal cells, mesophyll cells, bundle sheath cells, all. Our answer is C. Why bundle sheath cells? Because the final Calvin cycle is occurring in bundle sheath cells only and not in mesophyll cells. Hence, they will be loaded with starch because finally starch is produced after Calvin cycle only, which occurs in bundle sheath cells. Question 10. In case of C4 pathway, carbon dioxide combines with PGA, PEP, RUDP or RMP. Our answer is B. Because carbon dioxide combines with PEP in C4 pathway, we can have a look at the diagram. Carbon dioxide is combining with PEP here. Okay. Pigment system 2 is concerned with photolysis of water, reduction of carbon dioxide, flowering, or none. So our answer is A, that is photolysis of water. So this was all about the MCQs of photosynthesis. Thank you, friends.